So I'm in school, and finally, it's 2:45 p.m. The school day ends, the ring bells, and all of us are going downstairs. And I find my brother, and we find our mother waiting for us, like with the car, to pick us up from school. And my mom sees that me and my brother we came back from school tired and all that. So she takes us to the supermarket and she gets us like ice cream, and she tries to make us like happy, you know. This is honestly like a really sad story for me, but I'm just gonna keep going. So we get ice cream from the supermarket, and I'm like really young, you know. I'm really young. This was like when I was like 12 or 30, or no, even younger, like when I was this was like a couple of years ago, honestly. And I'm like licking my ice cream. I was probably like in elementary school or something. I'm licking my ice cream, you know. And we're in the elevator, and my mom tells me something. I don't remember what she said, but it was probably something like about school or something like that. And I literally throw like the ice cream. I literally throw the ice cream on the elevator floor, and I literally shout at my mother with all I have, all of the energy I have. I just shout at my mother, and my mom's literally like scared. And honestly, like, no man, this I'm such a bitch for this, honestly, but because she didn't deserve it. Like, my mother didn't deserve this at all. She didn't deserve this at all. And she wasn't the problem at all. It was all my fault. I was the problem. When I was a young kid, I always had anger issues. I always used to get so pissed off and angry on like the smallest things ever. And that really made me sad, because anger is such a negative emotion, man. I hate anger because not only does it make you feel bad, and it of course increases your cortisol, and it makes you stressed and guilty and like tired. You know that feeling when you get really angry and you like shout. How do you feel? You feel sad. You feel like you hate everyone. You just feel like you hate everything. But not only for you, but for others. Like for the people that love you. You're making them feel like they're unloved. You're making these people feel like you hate them. That's such a bad emotion, man. I hate anger, bro. And I always see this. I'm getting a bit like emotional here, but like I really get sad from this, bro. I see like parents shouting at their children, like, you know how traumatizing that is for your child. You know how fucking traumatizing that is for a child to see his father or his mother, the person that gets him food on the table, the person that gives him care and love, shouting at him. Like that's so traumatizing for a person. Anger honestly really ruined my life, and it really destroyed my life. And I wish I had someone to help me with it like I am with you right now. Now, the first thing I'll tell you about anger is a byproduct of your lifestyle. If you have an unhealthy lifestyle, you will be angry. So anger is a byproduct of your lifestyle. Just get this right here. But basically, because you hate your life, you get angry at everything. Alright? It's because someone hates his life, so he gets angry at everything. And it has nothing to do with the person. And you should understand this, because some people will get angry at you for the smallest reason. You should understand, bro, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you that you're a bad person. No, 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 no. It has nothing to do with you. It has all to do with the other person. The person who is angry, he is the problem. The problem is inside him, is inside his life. It has nothing to do with you. All right? And this is how I went from someone who pretty much got angry at everything to someone who's positive and peaceful, and I'm very happy and thank God to say that I never get angry. Probably like at all. Very, very rarely do I actually get angry. Like, yeah, sometimes I act like I'm angry in like these videos, but no, like nothing really makes me angry. You know? Now the first thing that you should do to never get angry, and this is what changed it all for me, bro, is your physical health. And this is probably the biggest reason why you get angry. Like, you know, actually, I'm gonna give you an example here. So the first thing is physical health, but I'm just gonna give an example. You know, like very like obese, like, you know, like very obese people. I know this guy looks very weird, but very obese people, those people who are like very obese and fat, you probably notice that, yeah, like sometimes some of them are like very nice and kind and like that, but a lot of them are just really angry. Like you can imagine like the Reddit like guy who's really fat, who's like typing angrily on his keyboard, you know, and who stinks. He's like really, really angry and emotional, you know. You can imagine that guy. And these obese people, they have no choice but to be angry, because they have all this energy inside them. Because what is fat? Fat is energy, basically. They have all this energy inside them that they have to get out, and they get it out by anger, basically. This is honestly what I experienced myself. Like, I wasn't obese, but I had a bit of fat. I had like a bit of belly, and it made me really, really angry at everything, at even the smallest things. I would get so angry. The smallest things would make me really angry, but it wasn't about the thing that was making me angry. It was because I had all this energy inside me that I had to let out. You know, being fat and being obese is the single greatest sign of self-hate. It's because someone hates himself, he keeps eating and eating and eating and eating. It's actually way deeper than you think, bro. It's actually so deep. Like obesity and things like that, it's actually so deep. It's because this person hates himself so much that he keeps eating, that he wants to, how can I explain it? He uses like this fat to like cope, basically. He uses it to cope. Like with someone like obese keeps eating, it's like someone who's saying, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. You know what I mean? So obese people get very angry because they have bad physical health. On the other hand, the people who have good physical health rarely or never get angry. And I'm not talking about like steroid bodybuilders. That's not healthy at all, and those people get really angry. But I'm talking about the physically healthy people who have the three pillars, the triangle of health checked, which is the health triangle, basically, which is exercise, diet, and sleep. The people who have their physical health in check rarely get angry, or probably like rarely or never get angry. Because why should he get angry? He has a healthy body, and a healthy body is a healthy mind. If your body is good, a strong body is a strong mind. Like mental and physical health, I've talked about this a lot. Mental and physical health are directly correlated. If you have good physical health, you will be a very peaceful, a very happy person most of the time. And I'm gonna actually change this into like points. Like if you are someone who exercises regularly, 30-60 minutes, you eat relatively healthy, and you sleep 7 to 9 hours a day, you will have a better life than probably 90% of people. You will be happy like most of the time. You will be very peaceful like 90% of the time, honestly. And I'm gonna show you how to improve your physical health, basically. So the first way is through the gym. And the gym is amazing because it kind of lets you use all that anger, all that hate and anger you have in a productive way, in actually building muscle, actually being better. Like I can't tell you, bro, how many times I will come back from school, even right now, come back from school like a bit sad, a bit angry, and like some girl just told me something rude, or some of my friends told me something, or I got a bad grade on a test, something just made me really angry or mad, and I would just go and hit a hard workout, and I would just feel amazing and forget about that altogether. Like the gym is so amazing. The gym like helps you in so many ways, bro. I can't even describe it, bro. Like the gym is so good for treating any mental disorder you have, anything mentally you have. The gym is the answer, bro. And especially anger, because you use the anger in a productive way. And actually, I'll say the gym, and also another thing that I really like is yoga. Yoga is actually amazing for treating your anger, and actually it made me really a peaceful person as well. And yoga is basically, you kind of make like certain stretches and poses, but you take long deep breaths, and it makes all your body and all of your mind just calm down in a way that's so peaceful. Like you won't really understand me explaining it until you try it. Like yoga really helps with anger as well. So either the gym or yoga, they both are really good for treating anger, bro. The second thing is your diet. And I know you don't like hearing this, but it's the truth. Your diet, what you eat, has a huge impact on how you behave and how you feel. It has a huge impact. You know, all those fucking pussies, man, that keep telling you you can eat whatever you want, you can eat whatever you want, calories in, calories out. All this bullshit, man. Like it's messed up, man. It's so messed up. Like what you eat has a massive impact on how you feel. Like, you know, actually processed foods that have like a lot of sugar and like fried foods and like all these processed foods, like fast food and all this, they trigger certain chemicals in your brain that make you feel depressed, angry, emotional, anxious, stressed. Because it's instant gratification. It feels very hard, very good, and very pleasurable, and feels so good on your tongue. But then it will make you feel so bad, make you feel so trash, you know? So cut out all processed food and eat healthy food. Healthy food actually has the opposite effect. When you eat healthy food, you have more energy, you feel happier, you feel like you actually love your life. You feel like you love yourself. Pick which one you want. Healthy food or processed food. I'm gonna tell you, like from my personal experience, bro, when I cut out, I have like a diet strategy, honestly. I cut out fried food and sugary foods completely from my diet. I don't eat that at all. Maybe on some occasions, but like very rarely. Especially with sugar, bro. So I cut out fried food and sugar foods completely, and I'm telling you, like, the difference in my energy, in my happiness, in my peacefulness, it's just insane. In my joy, like every single aspect of my life changed because of my diet. Alright, so that's the second thing. The third thing to improve your physical health, of course, you guessed it, is you sleep. Now I know you probably heard a lot of things about sleep, but I'm just gonna give you like the summary. Literally everything bad for humans, everything that destroys humans, that kills humans, comes from bad sleep. And everything that's good, that's amazing, that's so beneficial for humans, comes from good sleep. That's basically the summary. Like, I'm not gonna tell you like obesity and diabetes and all that, all these like things you get from bad sleep and things you get from good sleep. No, like everything bad for humans comes from bad sleep, and everything good for humans comes from good sleep, basically. And the best thing I can tell you with sleep is the single greatest tip, the single best thing you can do is sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time every day. The second best thing you can do is to sleep enough, basically. So give yourself enough time in bed. So wake up and go to sleep at the same time every single day, and give yourself enough time in bed. I give myself 9.5 hours in bed. So like see how much you want to sleep and add half an hour to it. So I want to sleep 9 hours, so I give myself 9.5 hours, because this half an hour is how much time you take to fall asleep, basically. All right. Now, if you do these three things, literally, like most of your problems in life will be solved. If you go to the gym and do yoga, you eat healthy, and you sleep early, you sleep well, literally most of your problems will be solved, and you won't get angry. You will rarely ever get angry at all, because you have a healthy lifestyle. So the first thing and the single greatest thing is take care of your physical health. Now, the second thing, other than health, is meditate. I'm gonna tell you a story actually with meditation. So there was this one time, my parents were having like a really big argument, right? They were arguing and, you know, raising their voice, and they had like a really big argument, basically. All right. And I was stressed. I felt stress, of course, because, you know, no kid at all likes it when his parents argue. All of us hate it, because we want our parents to love each other. We want our parents to, like, you know, those are our caregivers. We don't want them to fight, basically. So I was really stressed and sad, and I was honestly really sad because they were arguing. But then I told myself, I have work to do. I have to improve myself. So I told myself, come on, let's go. I'll start with meditation, because I always start, you know, meditate, journal, then record videos, then workout, reading, so on, all right? So I meditate, I put on my earphones, I turn on like meditation music, and I meditate for 30 minutes. And I promise you, bro, after those 30 minutes, I felt amazing. I felt so peaceful, so happy. And my parents were still arguing, by the way. My parents, they were still arguing, but I didn't care. Like, I felt so good. Like, it was unreal. It was an amazing feeling, honestly. Meditation has so many studies and research proving that it actually works, and I can tell you from personal experience that it works. It's amazing for your brain, for your body, for everything. It's just, it makes you so calm and peaceful, and just, of course, it makes you never get angry. Like, meditation is so good at treating anger and stress and things like that. And honestly, meditation, it changed my life, bro. It changed my life completely. Like probably the one of the greatest habits I've ever done in my life. Meditation is actually, it's really, really simple to do. I don't know why people like overcomplicate it. It's so simple. So meditation works like this. You focus on one thing, right? You focus on one thing, one singular thing, and most people do it with their breath, but you can do it with anything, honestly. You can focus on anything, but just focus on one thing with all your attention. Give all your attention to just one thing. Now what's gonna happen is when you're focused on that, oh, this doesn't look like one, honestly. When your focus drifts, your mind is gonna wander, basically. When you're focused on that one thing, your mind is gonna wander. It's gonna think of something else other than that one thing that you're focused on. Now what you do, this is what you should do consciously, is you bring back your mind from that wandered state back to the focus on the one thing. So you bring your mind back to focus on one thing. And this is like one rep, basically. This is like one rep in the gym, like one bicep curl, like one push-up, you know. So I'm gonna explain it again. You focus on one thing. So let's say your breath. You focus on your breath, and then when you're focused, you're present, you're focused on the breath, you're not gonna notice this, but your mind is gonna focus on something else. It's gonna drift into thoughts. When you notice that, I was supposed to be focused on my breath, but now I'm thinking on something else, you bring back your focus. And that's like doing like one rep in the gym, basically. All right, and of course, the more reps you do, the stronger you get, and the more happy and peaceful and focused you feel in real life, basically. All right, so the second thing is, now, number 3, the third thing is journaling. And you might say, oh man, these are basic things that you talk about all the time. Listen, self-improvement is the solution to all of your problems. Like what I'm saying here isn't new. Like, yeah, I give you new stories and new ideas and things like that, but literally to solve any problem in your life, you don't even need to watch my videos. Just meditate, journal, go to the gym, read, and have a business. Just that. You do that consistently, you will be the best version of yourself. I know people like to overcomplicate it, and no, you need to do this, and you need to do this habit, and you need to do this habit and this habit. Most of the success is very obvious, bro. Like, I'm not saying something new, because this is what literally solved my personal problems. Right, so the third thing is journal. Like, I'm gonna tell you a story. Like, there was this one time in school, and I had this huge problem that I was like really, really angry about, and it was like a very big problem. Like, everyone knew about it, and everyone was like you know, talking to me about it, because it was just a very huge problem that I can't really say right now. It needs like a separate video by itself. But everyone was like talking to me about the problem, like, why did you do that? Why did you? It was like a massive problem, basically. And I was extremely stressed that day, like so stressed, in the car, everywhere. And I just told myself, you know what? I'll keep journaling about this until I solve the problem. Right? And I just opened my journal and I just kept writing, how can we solve this problem? You know, what caused this? What are the benefits of this? I just kept writing, journaling. And after I did that, I just felt so clear-minded and so peaceful. and just felt amazing, honestly. Like journaling has this amazing effect where it kind of like, you kind of like let out your anger in like a problem solving way, and you can't really get angry about something that you journaled about, because when you journal about something and it comes back in your mind, you're like, no, I already journaled about that, I don't really need to journal about it again, right? And bro, journaling also, like meditation, it has tons and tons and tons of research proving that it works, and it cures anger, cures depression, cures anxiety, and it's just amazing for your mental health. Now, there are sort of two types of journaling, basically. There are two types of journaling. So right here we got journaling. So there is gratitude journaling, and there is standard journaling. And I personally, I do both. Like, no one of them is better than the other. They both have their own benefits, but they're both just amazing at treating not only anger, but depression and anxiety and everything that has to do with, you know, your mental health. Now, gratitude journaling is basically saying I'm grateful for. So it's I'm grateful for blank, basically. It's saying I'm grateful for this whiteboard, I'm grateful for this channel, I'm grateful for this t-shirt, for this book. You know, you keep saying things that you're grateful for, and this really, really, really improves your mental health, because the reason you get angry, the reason you get stressed is because, the reason you get anxious is because you are focused on either the past or the future. But when you're grateful, when you have gratitude for the present, for right now, it's so blissful and peaceful, because you're saying, you know what, I don't care about what's gonna happen in the future. I don't care about what's gonna happen, what happened. All I care about is I have this, for example. I have this, you know, eraser. I'm grateful for this thing. You're focusing on the present, which is the state where we are most happy in, the present state. All right, so that's gratitude journaling. You keep writing things that you are grateful for. All right. Now, standard journaling, it's basically question and answer. So I don't really know how to explain this, but you ask a question and you give it an answer. So how can we solve blank, basically? It's how can we solve blank? Like for me, with my huge problem at school that everyone was talking to me about, I just wrote, how can I solve this? And then I kept writing, you know, logical, conscious solutions. And then I write, how can this work? Yes, this way. How can I do this? You know, you keep writing steps to it. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, let's say you are stressed about, for example, that you have school, you can't really stop school, you can't really drop out of school, but you also have a business and you want to be successful in the business, and you want to retire the business. So the question here is, how can I balance my business with school? And you're right. How can you balance your business with school? Well, you see, what time do I come back from school? All right, I come back from school at 5 o'clock. So I will give myself 1 hour strictly to business work. All right, so 1 hour. I record videos if that's your business, which is, in my opinion, the best business model. Is you keep posting videos, and then you sell them something. You sell something to the people you post videos to. So you give yourself 1 hour when you come back from school, and that hour is strictly for business, strictly just for the business. And you tell yourself, I'm just gonna focus on, you know, reach outs, content creation, cold reach outs, warm outreach, all these things, you know, selling, sales, creating a product, just 1 hour strictly for the business, strictly for my business. And you do that every single day and you're gonna get successful. And you're gonna tell yourself, well, that's not enough time. All right, how can I get enough time? On weekends, I can work more because I don't have school. So on weekends, I can work 6 hours instead of 1 hour. So you give yourself 6 hours. So in a total, you're working for 20 hours a week, which you can easily make 7 figures from. You see, that is standard journaling. You write a question, then an answer, a question, then an answer. So you basically could do both, gratitude and standard journaling. And I've made a lot of videos on how to journal. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm just gonna leave you with one last thing, because I know you might be overwhelmed by all this. Like, how can you do all this? How can you improve your physical health and also meditate and also journal and also do all these things and remember all this stuff? You know, you're probably overwhelmed. But what I'm just gonna say is just start. Just start with just one thing, even if it's the smallest thing, even if it's just improving your sleep. That will have a massive difference. If you just focus on improving your sleep, that will have a huge difference on how your anger and your depression and your anxiety and all that. And of course, when you improve your sleep, you're gonna improve your diet, you're gonna exercise. And when you do those things, you're gonna meditate, then you're gonna journal. Like, I'm gonna tell you my personal story. When I started, you know, lifting weights, it was so hard. It was really, really hard at first, and I gave a million excuses. But then I told myself, I'll just do this because, like, I wanted to do everything at once. I wanted to lift weights and read and meditate and journal and do all these things. And not only do those things, but do them in like very high amounts. Like, do like 3 hours a day workouts and meditate for 60 minutes a day and journal for like 1 hour a day. Like, do all this. But I just told myself, you know what, I'll just start with working out and, you know, progress from there. And I started working out, and when I worked out, I improved my diet. And when I worked out and improved my diet, my sleep improved. And when my sleep improved and all that, I started meditating. Then I started journaling. Then I started reading. Then I started, you know, opening a self-improvement channel and documenting my journey. So it's steps. You start with one thing, and that one thing leads to another, and that leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. So just start with one thing, bro, even the smallest thing. And that will have a massive difference on your mental and physical health, right? As always, bro, we're in this together, and we're gonna make it. Promise you, we're gonna make it together. Peace, take care.